Welcome to Solve It Like a Marketer, and again to a new playlist. I'm introducing marketing terms A to Z. Again, this is something I'm going to chip away at it periodically, but I thought it might be useful really for you to have a quick reference guide of commonly used marketing terminology. Now, today's letter is T for target market. As always, please subscribe and hit that bell to be notified of new episodes every week. Don't go away. So what is a target market? Well, it's a group of people that have been identified as the most likely potential customers for a particular product or brand. Now, this takes into account shared characteristics such as age, income, and lifestyle. Identifying your target market is key when developing your marketing plan, and really can also inform a company's branding and package designs. Now, in creating a new product, you must satisfy a need or solve a problem for the consumer. This could be as simple as wanting clean teeth. So it could be toothpaste or a toothbrush, or something a little more extensive like heating your home, so indoor heating systems. You may also be taking into account a subset of consumers, such as environmentalists, vegetarians, or outdoor enthusiasts. It may appeal to, for instance, teenagers or middle-aged professionals or somebody who is wealthy. So typically we start with 4 key areas in developing a target market. And really, you can distill this down from these subcategories. First up is demographics. These are general in scope. Typically, it's age, income level, gender, occupation, education level. Then we have geographics. So where does your customer reside, in a country, region, or city? Psychographics, taking into consideration lifestyle, interests, and values. And finally, behavioral. This deals with purchasing habits. So we look at consumers' shopping behavior, how they make decisions, why they choose one product over another, and how they feel about that product, the company, or service. We also look at how often a purchase is made for that same product. So for instance, if it's toothpaste, do they buy every month, every week, and so on? Now, a couple of examples of companies that have really spent a lot of time on their branding, not only company branding, but also product branding, are Nike and Starbucks. Now, of course, these are big companies. They have the budgets to do whatever. So, of course, you'd expect them to do well. But let's just consider them for a moment. So Nike, for instance, I think what is so striking about the Nike brand is if I say Nike, everybody thinks of that tick, that swoosh. And it's so minimal. It doesn't even need the word Nike on there. So when you see that, you not only think Nike, but you think sports, primarily sports shoes. So they've been able to create a brand that triggers that sports, high athletic sensibility. So you feel as though when you shop for Nike products or go into a Nike store, you're going to be getting the very best. So in terms of who they're targeting, well, obviously young adults, folks that want the highest shoe product, for instance, that they can get, whether they're playing basketball or they're a runner or whatever it is. But also they have higher age brackets too, people that maybe are getting back into sports, and having, again, that Nike brand gives them the feeling that they're kind of in the in crowd, right? They're buying into Nike. It may not even be a shoe. Maybe it's a Nike bag or a Nike mug. So they've done phenomenal work in this regard. Now, another one on the flip side is Starbucks. Now, you may not be a fan of Starbucks and you may not like their coffee, but it's good to consider their branding. because I think it actually has been done pretty well. I would say their target demographic tend to be folks in the 25 to 40 arena. So young professional adults, people on the go, right? So in Canada, for instance, we have Tim Hortons coffee. So if I compare Starbucks and Tim Hortons has very much more of a family feel to it. Also, their pricing is much lower. So you go, you get a donut, and you get a coffee. Pretty basic stuff. Starbucks, on the other hand, is you're kind of buying into a lifestyle. Typically, people go in, they want, a latte with skimmed milk and foam and this and that. And again, they've changed. You don't even get a small, medium, or large, right? They've renamed those to, tall to grande. So even in the naming convention, they've changed this. In terms of the layout of the store, it's hip, it's fresh. You can, of course, this is the Starbucks app. You can order and then go in. So they've done a pretty good job. I know that in Toronto, they've tried, and then maybe elsewhere, they've tried to introduce certain Starbucks that serve alcoholic beverages. And I think that's an interesting one. Personally, I don't think it works to go to a Starbucks to sit down for a glass of wine. I think kind of goes against the brand. The brand is about, I'm heading to the office, I grab a coffee. I'm on my lunch break. I grab a croissant and a coffee. I finished work. I grab a coffee. To actually sit down or go there to study, but to sit down in that environment and have a glass of wine is a little odd to me. But you know what? Once again, these are just my opinions. So please share. What do you think? If you have a Starbucks that's around you, what do you think of their branding? What do you think of the Nike branding? What do you think about Starbucks introducing, for instance, alcoholic beverages? And are there other brands that you think have hit the mark, or maybe they've missed the mark? I look forward to your comments, as always. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button and please share so that others also enjoy my videos. If there is a marketing term you'd like me to cover, please mention it in the comments section below. You can also buy me a coffee for those long nights researching and writing these episodes. In terms of social media, please join me on Instagram and Facebook for extra content. Never miss an episode. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. I will see you weekly with a new video, so please stay tuned, and together, let's solve it like a marketer.